saw it too. What are the odds? What are the odds? Hey, Tony P, what are the odds?
Bam! Hey, what's going on, everyone? This is Tony P. Oddcast, weird and wacky news from around the world. Did you go see it? Did you go see the cocaine bear? We talked about the story last week. It was a real life wacky news story from, heck, man, like the mid 80s maybe. That would explain it. Coke was big, in the mid 80s. But anyway, it was a fun movie. It was super silly. Look, it's called Cocaine Bear. So it was super silly. It was super gory and violent and just over the top, and I enjoyed every second of it. I even had the privilege to see it with Brooklyn Prince, I think is her name. She was in the theater. She's in the movie. You'll see her name in the credits. She plays the young girl, the daughter of Carrie Russell. And I posted some pictures on Twitter, all that fun stuff. One of those weird friend of a friend, knows her and was like, hey, we're all going to go watch it. So I was like, heck yeah, let's do it. It was a lot of fun because of the girl being there. She had a bunch of friends there, so the theater was packed. And, it's one of those fun to see it with a bunch of people. And unfortunately, a lot of movies just don't get packed out these days. So it was a super fun experience. And if you're looking for something just silly, I would recommend Cocaine Bear. But that was last week. This is this week. We have new stories. What's going on? Well, we have a Cookie Monster. I mean, I like cookies. We have ketchup. All of that with a side of a Popeyes biscuit. So let's get into it. Police have warned locals not to engage a man walking around dressed as the Cookie Monster. First off, do you need the police to tell you that? Nobody ever, unless you're at Sesame Street or Sesame Street World, the theme park that I just made up. Don't just randomly walk up to people dressed as Cookie Monster. Now, I believe, whatever makes you happy, man. If people enjoy dressing up as Cookie Monster, do it every day. Live your best Cookie Monster life. However, you shouldn't then go up to those folks. Leave them be. Let them live their Cookie Monster dreams unless they invite you in. But anyway, apparently this person has been terrorizing a seaside area in California. The man who wears a costume of the beloved Sesame Street character has reportedly been creeping out visitors at the Santa Cruz Wharf, bothering them and aggressively yelling. I didn't know there was a level up. I just figured all yelling was aggressive, but apparently there's yelling and then there's aggressively yelling. One visitor to the popular tourist destination said, "It's the creepy monster, not the Cookie Monster." Dang, that's messed up. I might hurt somebody's feelings. One person who works locally said he turned up the day the Sesame Street creator, Lloyd Morissette, died in January. So one of the Sesame Street creators passed away, and this person started wearing their cookie/creepy monster costume. Joy Blaschke of Santa Cruz Police Department said, "We're getting calls from people who say he is creepy." Now, it's not illegal to be creepy, is it? If you're just wandering around, not bothering anybody, not touching anybody, not attacking anybody, and you're just kind of creepy, that's your business, right? However, based on his history, we advise the public not to engage with this individual. Again, they've told you twice. I shouldn't have to tell you more than once. Why? Who's doing this? I almost feel like you get what you pay for. If you're approaching the creepy monster, Cookie Monster, that's on you. Well, it looks like they know who the Cookie Monster is. In fact, the man behind the Cookie Monster mask has been reportedly named as Adam Sandler. But it's not the actor. It's a 59-year-old man who has a history of causing trouble in costumes. So yeah, just avoid Cookie Monster. In Hollywood, the The like Hollywood Drive, like where the Grauman's Chinese Theater and the Walk of Fame and all that stuff is. There's a lot of people that do this. They dress up in costumes just for like tips and to take pictures and stuff. And it is a little creepy. I'll never forget my homie took a picture with Elmo because his young daughter at the time liked Elmo, but he didn't tip Elmo. He didn't realize that's what you're supposed to do. You know, it was an understandable mistake. Y'all, Elmo was pissed. Apparently, there was a sailor who was okay. He is fine. However, he spent weeks lost at sea, and he survived largely off of ketchup. Welp, fortunately for him, he could have a brand new state-of-the-art boat coming his way. And the handsome gift would be thanks to, well, who else? Heinz. Heinz Ketchup is trying to locate the man, Elvis Francois. The company has posted a call out to social media hoping to track down the elusive Dominican sailor. According to Heinz's social media, they've already reached out to the government of Dominica. Well, I said he's Dominican, he has to be Dominican, right? There's a Dominican Republic. Is it the same place? I don't know. Anyway, Heinz already reached out to the government of Dominica, the island nation where Francois is from. They've also reached out to the Colombian Navy, who rescued him when he was lost at sea. However, so far, none of the attempts have panned out. Heinz just wants to give this guy a boat for saying, hey, man, we're glad you survived off of our sugary ketchup. Francois was repairing his boat near the Dutch part of the island of St. Martin when his boat was pulled out to sea. He told the Colombian authorities that he lacked the navigational knowledge to return and spent 24 days at sea. I don't know if I could survive 24 days just at home, you know, but I lost on a boat at sea. It says here he survived off of a bottle of ketchup, garlic powder, and I guess Magi stock cubes that he mixed with water. So he was making some ketchup soup. I like that he threw the garlic powder in. I get the stock cubes. That's a lot of protein. You could probably live off of that. But then the ketchup and garlic powder, like he was just using it up. Like, hey, if we got to do it, let's add a little flavor. Fortunately, he was rescued after a plane spotted his sailboat. He wrote help into the hull. They found him. They picked him up. He is safe. He is back. He is good. However, if you see him, let him know. They're trying to give him his year supply of ketchup. Of course, we wrap it up going to Georgia. On my mind, a woman in Georgia has been arrested after police say she purposely crashed her vehicle into a Popeyes chicken over missing biscuits. Look, before you make fun, before you judge, I feel like if you've been to Popeyes more than a few times, there's been a time they forgot your biscuit. That's just kind of the odds, no pun intended. And I'll speak for myself, but I think if you look inside yourself, you probably wanted to drive your car through the Popeyes as well. Now, we didn't. That's what makes us different here, but we've all thought about it. Booking information from the Richmond County Sheriff's Office shows 50-year-old Belinda was charged with first-degree criminal damage to property and aggravated assault. Authorities say deputies were called to the fast food restaurant after reports of an accident, unfortunately with injuries. So that's too much. I can see just making a scene. Sometimes we all need to make a scene, but don't hurt anybody. Unfortunately, when you drive your car into a building, it's kind of hard to control that. The manager reportedly told police that Miller became mad when she saw that she didn't have any biscuits with her order. Fair. Then she drove her SUV into one of the restaurant's entrances. Maybe a little too far. According to WJBF, the manager said they fixed the mistake. All right. but it didn't stop Miller from nearly hitting an 18-year-old employee with her SUV. At what point, I'll finish this article, I don't think they tell me, but at what point did they fix the mistake? That's what I need to know. Did she say, hey, I don't have any biscuits? They said, oh, sorry, here's some biscuits. It's all good. And then she drove her car into the restaurant? Because why? You know, like, you're not going to enjoy your biscuits in jail. Or did it take her driving the car into the restaurant to then get her biscuits? Did she pull inside the store and then, like, up to the counter? Hey, can I get those biscuits y'all forgot? And then did she just drive out? The arrest warrant says Miller kept driving into the building until she was stopped by debris. So I guess she didn't just pull up to the counter. It sounds like she was going a little crazy there. However, she fled the scene, and police say they found her vehicle with front end damage at her home. They knew it was hers because there were biscuit crumbs in the front seat. I made that last part up. I couldn't say it without laughing. But that's it, folks. That is this week's edition of the Oddcast. Thank you for listening. Subscribe in your favorite podcast app or watch us on YouTube. I'm getting a lot on YouTube lately. I don't know why. But I appreciate y'all. I appreciate every single one of you for listening, watching. So as we wrap up this week, don't drive your car into buildings. Check your orders at the drive-thru before you drive away. If you see the man that was stranded on the boat, let Heinz know. Let him know they're looking for him. They're going to give him a boat. And whatever you do, until we meet again, do not approach Cookie Monster.